But no, I mean it's a great environment. But we've got to go in there, and I think out the gate offensively, I think that first drive is so important that we got to put the ball in the end zone.
Hey everyone, welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs and the Rollo Insurance Studio. Got the Fan Show guys with me. Juan's with me at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Guys, how would you describe the mood of the panel today? Like optimistic, erratic. Is that or
erratic?
Like optimistic at times.
Optimistic, realist, pessimist.
Okay. But you by the end of the show, I feel like
I still have reality still exists. Okay, but at the same time, there's just this slight little.
We can generally talk
tinge.
into it.
It's not slight. That's high anxiety.
Why do you feel good about things?
I just think we're a better football team, and we're getting better every week. And Mississippi State maybe too, but we got it up front.
There's a talent gap already.
Yeah.
And so even if they're getting better at the same pace that we're getting better, there's a talent gap. And don't look at the final box score, Georgia. Look at how it played out.
All right, on the show today, we had OB. Juan, what was your favorite part of the show?
I really liked McGee and Swope. They were awesome today.
They're always good, too. We had Jim Turner on the program, X's and O's, as always. And, of course, AT Aaron Torres took a little shot at me. I took a shot back, but it was all in fun. It's the TexAgs Rewind.
Number two.
You're gonna diss my dude at number one?
To answer your question, I still have Ashton Jeanty of Boise State, number two. But now it's kind of like 1A and 1B.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the problem is with Ashton Jeanty, if you really want to put it under the microscope, you say, well, yeah, they played Washington State and Oregon, but who else? And in fact, you can even say, is really Washington State that big a deal? But hey.
And Oregon, when they played them, I feel like Oregon was having problems early on.
Well, defense, I think they probably still do. That's going to keep them from winning the national championship, I think. But anyway, Ashton Jeanty, the nation's leading rusher, increased his totals to 1,248 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns. And this, despite playing a lot of games, just half, not playing the second half. So, hey, coach, get your guy in there and help him win the Heisman Trophy. His average per carry dropped last week. He's now just averaging 9.9 yards per carry.
He's no longer double digit.
No longer double digits. Last week, Jeanty had 217 yards rushing and scored a touchdown in a 28-7 victory over Hawaii. That was the third time this season he's exceeded 200 yards rushing. And by the way, 9 runs this year, 9 that covered at least 50 yards, and 7 of those were 60 yards or more.
Yeah.
Man, what a big play threat that guy is from Frisco, Texas.
Frisco, Texas.
And go back and look at his offer list. Nobody, no Power 4 programs. So he went to Boise State, and that's why he won't transfer, because they said, hey, these guys believed in me. I'm going to stick with them. I love that about him.
All right, and number one, guy.
Yeah, but Cam Ward of Miami.
But he's good. It's the team that's not so good, right?
I'll just say go back and look. You can make an argument, a really good argument, that the best team that Cam Ward has faced all year still is Florida. And they're
week one.
Week one, they're wanting to fire their coach.
And they're about to fire their coach maybe this weekend.
So
we've been saying that for a month, by the way.
Yeah. Well, except you know what? They got the open week after this weekend.
So it makes sense.
He still leads the nation in passing. He's thrown for 2,219 yards, 20 touchdowns in 6 games.
So 2012, you guys win there. Do you remember that being what kind of atmosphere? Mississippi State.
Oh man, that was great. That was Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a great environment. Cowbells were ringing. It was hot. It was the first blackout uniforms, black helmet. It was nice.
It's a hard win. They went to Mississippi State, defeated the Cowbells, the terrible environment, and a $240 million quarterback. It's probably one of the best wins of all time.
Oh man, you hate to see that.
This one's one.
But no, it's a great environment. But we've got to go in there, and I think out the gate offensively, I think that first drive is so important that we got to put the ball in the end zone. And really, we've been good about that. And once we do that, it's hard to stop us.
Yep.
We run the ball, it opens things up on the back end. Connor feels comfortable, and we start marching down the field and scoring.
Guys, they've scored 5 of 6 games on their first possession.
I know. I've noticed that. Have you noticed that?
Dude, that's interesting. That's a great stat. Momentum, like especially in college sports,
huge.
It's a funny thing. It's huge, right?
Huge.
Getting off to a good start.
Momentum with a team that can run the ball with a lead, forget about it.
If we can continue to do that, we're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, I agree.
And the thing is, A&M again, I'm using Missouri as my. I don't think all games are going to go like Missouri. That was so beautiful, everything about it, right?
Yeah.
But they showed that they can run the ball when they want. And they've done that all year. And right now, it looks like they can pass. And that was a question for a little bit.
I think another thing is I think about his efficiency, right? How many drives end in scoring, or not even if you don't score points, but you're not 3 and out, right? So you have sustained drives and you're winning the field position battle. Like, so at worst, you're putting together a couple first downs before you punt, and then you're scoring points the majority of the time. That's a hard offense to stop, especially when you're running the football, because you don't get many possessions.
No.
If you get behind early, well, good luck, because you're not going to get the ball back for 7, 8 more minutes. That helps the defense. It helps everybody.
School's in session with Jim Turner, brought to you by Duck Camp. We're going to take a look, Coach Turner, at the Aggies' run discipline and how they kind of go about their business in the backfield.
Yeah, a little bit about how people teach the run game, and I'll show you just some of the different runs that they've been utilizing.
All right, take it away.
All right, so here you go, right? So let's just start this way. When you start in a zone run game, right, obviously it all starts with where is the back going, right? So if you ran outside zone right now, right, our back would be breaking at the outside leg of the play side tackle. He would read that player to that player. If you ran inside zone, okay, he would break right here at the A gap or right here at the outside leg of the guard, either one, and he would read that player to that player, okay, to decide where he's going to put the ball. And then if you ran bend back zone, okay, he would read the backside A gap to B gap and all the way out the back gate. What I want to show you today is this, okay? I want to show you these different combination blocks. Like when you call that play, whether you call that one, this one, or that one, it doesn't matter. You could call it the same play. It would be Charlie, right? We're going to block the C gap. It's an open-ended play. And then you would just say 28 Charlie, 24 Charlie, and 22 Charlie is the bend back. So the 8 tells them, okay, it's outside zone. The 4 tells them it's inside zone. The 2 tells them that it's bend back zone and we're trying to kick everything over. So even though it's the same combination calls, when that center comes up and you're running zone this way, it could be any one of those 3 zones. And right now, because he's covered, he's calling 4 down, single to that player right there. They're in a B block to that player right there, okay? He's all by himself, all right? And then he's in a backside cutoff back here. The bottom line is it doesn't matter, okay? It's the same exact calls, just blocked a different way, of course, because where we put the back is where the defense is going to go, all right? So this is how I want you to think now. I want you to think of these 2 players right here. These 2 players and these 2 players are in identical situation, almost identical, right? He's the covered player. He's the covered player. There's your linebacker. There's your linebacker. I want you to think about this now, okay? Every time that you're in any blocking situation, whether it's running the ball or throwing the ball, you're either covered, so how they think up front, you're either covered or you're uncovered.
Well, Nick and I talked about this last week. Concern isn't the right word, but listen, I mean, Connor Wigman probably played the best game of his career 2 weeks ago against Missouri. Now, I know you could argue that start against LSU as a true freshman. I get all of it. But, I mean, and I readily admitted this to Nick last week, is I was kind of one of those, hey, Marcel Reed's winning games, can't put a guy on the bench who's winning. And it's like, no, when Connor Wigman looks like Connor Wigman looked against Missouri, you play Connor freaking Wigman. And so, listen, this is why coaches get paid a lot more money than me. They know a lot more than me. But the reason I bring it up is I think the reason, the question that you asked is what would be a concern. And again, concern probably isn't the right word, but it's just a reality. Is the Connor Wigman that you're getting when Missouri probably didn't have a full week to prepare for him? We're probably anticipating Marcel Reed at home. Are you getting that guy on the road against the Mississippi State team that does know that he's playing and that is at home? So to me, that's, again, concern's not the right word, but that's where I would have hesitation to say, oh, A&M's going to go on the road and roll. I mean, if this was Wigman's 3rd, 4th, 5th start in a row and he had looked like this the whole time, that's a different conversation than one really good game against Missouri. And again, we'll see if he can keep it up. There's no reason to think that he can't, but you want to see it obviously over more than a 1-week sample size.
All right, we're going to close it out. Let's see. Let's let Roy.
Oh, man, I haven't done this in forever. So you need to like, subscribe, share. You need to turn on your notifications. You watch it on YouTube. You need to check out on X. You need to make sure that you're following all their accounts, including Instagram as well. Do yourself a favor. Also follow David, follow Billy.
Yeah, this is
follow
great.
anybody that you can.
Follow Roy.
Always make sure you're Broninger, Jason Howell.
Yeah.
Always great information coming out. They're always going to keep you up to date on what's going on the boards, whether it be on the general boards like the football board, or even some premium content, which is unbelievably great. Across the board, and the amount of content you guys are putting out. Y'all talked about this last week. Just the amount of content y'all really have leaned into to be able to put out. So. And if you're not subscribed to TexAgs, you should 100% get subscribed to TexAgs. The content that they put out on the premium board it's second to none anywhere in the college football.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my God. Like the most detailed, I feel like paying. I get paid by them. I feel like I need to pay them after hearing that one. That was fantastic. Thank you, Roy.
100%.
And thank you.